Welcome back to another episode of The Captain's Coach, where my girlfriend Jordan and I tag team the delivery of a brand new $2.5 million Riviera 505 SUV across the state of Florida, straight through Lake Okeechobee on Easter weekend. We encountered a few obstacles along the way, but overall we had a phenomenal trip across the state. This video is filled with tons of navigational, docking, and boating tips that I hope will make your boating days easier and more enjoyable. Hey, good morning guys. Welcome to Stuart, Florida. Today we are going to be taking this brand new 505 Riviera SUV, brand new 2025 model from Stuart here at Sunset Bay over to Sarasota. The boat's going to be featured in the Suncoast Boat Show. This trip for Sarasota Yacht and Ship. Sarasota Yacht and Ship, they are the Riviera dealer, new boat dealer in Florida. When all of these Rivieras come off the boat from Australia, they get brought here. Their service center is here in Stuart, and then they get distributed to where they need to go for their dealers and boat shows and all that good stuff. I was just here a couple weeks ago delivering a brand new 68-footer. Unfortunately, I was not able to film that boat and that trip, but this is going to be one awesome couple days. We're going to go through the locks in Lake Okeechobee. Last night we got here from Tampa about, I don't know, we pulled in about 8:30, got some supplies and provisioned. Went through the boats, made sure we had everything. We didn't have everything, so I ran to West Marine this morning. So we are behind schedule, but had to go to West Marine, get the basic safety supplies, all that good stuff. I've got my girl Jordan with me. She is my first mate for this trip. It's Easter weekend, so we decided to do a little boat trip on Easter weekend together, and we're gonna take this across the lake today. Probably do Cabbage Key tomorrow for Easter, and then head on up to Sarasota to finish out our trip. She's a gorgeous boat. I think she retails and lists at $2.5 million. So we got a lot of responsibility here, obviously. I love it. I love running these boats. The Rivieras are absolutely solid boats. Made in Australia. They are blue water boats. You can just tell by their hardware and their finishing. All their electronics, their wiring, everything's labeled. Plumbing's extremely good. But I'm gonna give you a full tour of this thing here in a little bit, but once again, we are behind schedule, so I need to get off the dock with this boat and head towards St. Lucie Lock. Come along for the ride. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off. Jordan's inside getting her new inflatable life jacket set up. I'm gonna go ahead and take off any non-essential lines, such as this forward spring line here. Take that off. The boat does have fenders and lines, thankfully. It did not have life jackets or anything like that, so I'm gonna swing that up here. Let me go get the generator running. There's Jordan. You figure that out yet?
Yeah.
All right, generator is up here. I'll take you down in the engine room a little later. So Rivieras have C-zone. So once I get the generator running, everything runs off C-zone. Hold down the start button. Starts to preheat. Starting. All right, she's good to go. I'm gonna give that a second to warm up, and then we'll do our swaps. I'll show you how to do that on a Riviera. A little different than most other boats. Here on this screen is called control, and you can control pretty much everything on the boat on this screen. And then you have them in categories: pumps, lighting, electronics, power, refrigeration, AC or DC control. And this does have a auto switchover, so it has if you go to AC mains, it has already swapped over to generator after giving it a second to warm up. And when it swaps everything over to generator, it does what's called a soft start. So it soft starts all of the air conditioners and electronics, so it's not a violent swap, and it makes it really easy for you. And then once that has happened, we've swapped over to genset, go back to menu, go back to modes, and we're in entertaining mode. I need to go to cruising mode, turn cruising mode on, and then all of our electronics at the helm comes on. Of course, the Garmin is beeping. So let's get our Volvos on. All right, we have ignition. Everything's gonna come up here. We're full of fuel, 865 gallons. Let me make sure my charts are right. Yeah, it looks like this boat's been up north. Yeah, it has been up north. There's our fishing chart here. So I'll get that set up and underway here in a second, but we're good to go there. A lot of you have been asking me, I've been doing a lot of new boat stuff. A lot of you have been asking me, how can they, sell you a new boat with hours on it? Well, these are yachts, and these yachts and these newer boats that don't have a trailer, we have to move these boats around from boat show to boat show. We have to get them off the ship. We have to do that. So it is not uncommon to buy a new boat, especially a new diesel boat with, 100 hours, which is barely broken in on a diesel. That's kind of like a 25-hour service on a Yamaha 300. That's hardly broke in. Let's go out here and get shore power put away. What are you thinking over there?
Ready to get this journey started.
All right, let's go get shore power. Okay, see the one that says Cable Master?
Yeah.
When I take it off shore power, I'm gonna start bringing it to you, and you'll push that Cable Master button, okay, and it'll start pulling it in, okay? You just kind of feed it in.
Okay, psych hours.
We're officially swapped to shore or to generator. All right, here's what we got to do, okay? I'm gonna get them running. I'm gonna get the stern line. The only line that I need help with for you is you're gonna stand up on the port side here, okay, by the rail, about halfway up. Yep. And I'm gonna bring the boat over to that piling, that outer piling. See that black line? You're gonna lean over and take that black line off that piling. I'll bring it right to it.
Okay.
It'll be an easy reach.
Okay.
Okay? I'll get everything else. We're running. Things looking good up here. Looks like it's got 30. Wind is pushing the boat to the dock. I'm just trying to get everything on at the moment. Get all this crap in. Make sure this line doesn't get in the water. Slide us back over here. I gotta bring Jordan over there to that port side piling. All right, looks like she's got it. Hey, thank you, appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Got a cool Nordhob in here. You'll be on YouTube. The captain's coach. Thanks, man. Say what? Yeah, they are. Yeah, I checked. Good? Good job. Yeah, so once we get out and underway, I'll need your help taking all the lines off the cleats and swinging all the fenders in, okay? All right, I'm gonna run up to the main helm. You can start getting the lines off. Got to hit station, and we're underway. All right. She's quick. Get my steering wheel pushed up here. I don't like it when they're down. I prefer trucker style on the steering wheel. Sunset Bay Marina, Stuart, Florida. Well, I like this marina a lot. There's another Riviera right there. I believe that is there's 68 Flybridge or 78, one of the two. I always forget. Pretty boat. Just kind of easing my way out here. Once again, I've said this in a bunch of other videos before, but pod boats are pretty much always designed to use the joystick. I know that doesn't make sense. You can run it like I'm running it right now. You know, split the controls, it's working fine. And it'll rotate. It just won't rotate like a traditional shaft boat with props. Because they're duo props and because they're forward-facing drives, the boat does want you to use the joystick. Because of all the motion that it's doing underneath the boat, it's a little different. All right, so I'm gonna stop the boat right here. I'm gonna put DPS on. And I'm gonna go help her get everything in. We'll get situated and then we'll head to St. Lucie Lock. Good? Yeah, she's doing a good job. Yeah, that's fine. Doing a great job. Jordan is expecting. By the time you see this video, we will most likely have our little girl Harbour with us. Harbour will be her name. Harbour, Harbour Leigh. So we got another month and then she is due, which we're excited for. This is kind of her last trip with me before she comes. Figured it'd be a good one to do together on Easter weekend. Jordan's never done a lock before, so I'm gonna have to explain this locking process with her, which is no big deal. All right, let me get my heading line going here. Layers my vessel heading line. I always prefer miles to, I don't know, let's do 2 nautical miles on this one. Cool, we're good. This boat's got 30 hours. Not even broke in. Good? Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't really care, you know, we don't have to get them like perfectly put away because we're gonna use them again, but they just have to be where they're not gonna fall in and get in the prop.
I don't think so.
But we're gonna use the fenders pretty soon. You know, we're gonna use the fenders all day, all the way across. This boat's got cameras pretty much everywhere. Let's see what's happening. There's your engine room camera. We can swap our source to cockpit camera. And we can, let's see, it's got a anchor camera, which is really nice when you're solo. I can pick the anchor up and down and see where the anchor is relative to the bow pulpit or the anchor roller. But we'll just leave it on engine room for now. Still in a no wake zone here. We'll pick it up here in a little bit. And once again, we are in the Intercoastal, so my greens will be to my port here. Pretty much, they'll be to my port all the way across the Okeechobee Waterway. Atlantic's over there. State of Florida's over here. Red dirt, green sea. All right, that's 2,000 RPM. We are at a let's see, why does it not show the load? You got to swap some things to get the load. Replace data, engine, load percentage. 63%, so 2,000 RPM, we're at 63%, doing 24 knots. Let's get that up to 75, 80%. That's 70%, 26 knots. So yeah, this boat's a runner. She's quick, huh, babe? Hey, I do need you to set those life jackets up. They're automatic, so if you hit the water, they'll inflate. The Fleming dealer up here on our port side. If those of you coming through here, always slow down for those guys. You know, you do not want to throw a wake over there. So I'm going to pull it back just, you know, 800 RPM or so. I don't have control of my autopilot yet. I do have my standby and engaged, but I'm going to go into options, edit overlays, top bar, autopilot bar. And now I have my autopilot so I can adjust with my 1 degree or 10 degree increments. If you guys know me, I'm a big autopilot guy. All those Flemings. Got them set up over there?
Yep. I'm gonna try mine on and get it situated. See?
All right, remember how I told you how the first lock is going to go down?
I'm going to go out front halfway and
That
grab
cleat
the,
right over there, not the very forward cleat, the second one, number 2, over here. You're going to stand there. I'll bring the boat right up to the wall. You're going to grab that line off the wall. You're going to take it down to the cleat. You're going to do 1 figure 8 on the cleat, just 1, and then you're going to stand there and hold it. You can stand up and just hold it. You don't have to squat. Just stand there, and as the boat goes up or down, you tighten it or loosen it on the cleat. It's not hard. And I'll do the same thing at the stern of the boat. When I call the lock, I'm going to put the boat on DPS, which is GPS spot lock. I'm going to teach you how to set the fenders, because we have to put fenders out against the rub rail so the rub rail doesn't hit the lock wall. It's a concrete wall. All right. Pretty windy through here. You definitely want to watch your wake, that's for sure. I do have it on plane, but if something sketches me out or I need to slow down for something, you know, a guy's boat on his dock, little boat, whatever it may be, I'll slow it down. Yeah, this boat rips. There's 80% load, that's 28 knots. Full tank of fuel. That's what you get on a Riviera. Once again, blue water boats. They are performance-driven boats. I'll go ahead and slow it down for this little community here. There's a good chance that little rock wall would have knocked my wake down, but just to make sure that guy's cruiser in there doesn't get tossed around, I'll pull it back. And it is a little shallower and windy through this little curve. See, this right here is kind of what happens on this waterway. You get stuck behind the rowers. The rowers are going with me, and of course I can't just get up on plane and run by them. I have to go by them very slow. Hopefully they get out of my way here in a little bit. So on the ribs, you know, they got these nice helm seats, captain seats. They got this little remote right here where I could just scroll and I can control the Garmin and my autopilot just from a touch of a button. So I'm doing my 1 degrees there, bringing it around. Pretty cool. I'll show you how to do an auto guidance route through here and have the boat run itself as well. But this little Garmin remote here, you can sit back and choose your functionality, you know, zoom in on the chart like that, all just kind of sitting back, hanging out. That's definitely a feature of an offshore cruising boat, offshore running boat, when you're doing long trips, is sitting back, getting comfortable, paying attention to your electronics. Well, the guy in the John boat was nice enough to tell all them to move over and let me by, so I just slowed down, gave them barely any wake here, and I don't want to be that guy that throws them out of their kayaks.
It's not kayak. They're rowing. They're a team.
Well, yeah, they're rowing in a kayak, you know?
I think technically they're different. Let me look
Oh,
at
yeah.
Willis Custom Yachts. They do a lot of good work there, a lot of paint work. Used to be called American Custom Yachts. TV show Ship Shape TV with old Graviscus used to be filmed there. I have no idea where that guy is now. Anybody know where John Graviscus is these days? I'd be curious, but he was the only boating TV show in the game for a long time. Funny guy too. It was basically just a long infomercial. St. Lucie lock, St. Lucie lock.
Lucie lock.
Hey, morning. Westbound vessel here, requesting your next opening.
Just stand by, wait for that green traffic light.
All right, roger that. Thank you. He said stand by, wait for that green light. So if you look at the gate right now, see the gate is flooding the water out. Plenty of time. It looks like they still got 6 feet to go. So we'll get our fenders set up. And yeah, there's generally a campground at every lock. All right, when you're coming up to these locks, guys, and you're waiting for your turn to go through, there's other boats coming out. You never know if it's a big barge or big yacht or whatnot. So, definitely use your fishing chart, your sonar charting on your Navionics or your chart plotter so you can see those detailed graphs. Those detailed chart graphs will show you kind of where those holes are, like next to the lock. I'll show you here in a second. But you pull over to the side of the lock, let them to the side of the gate, let them come out. Then you can don't sit right in front of the lock while they come out. If you're locking and you got to wait a while, you can always tie up to these dolphins that are just outside the lock. Like a lot of barges use these dolphins, but like if there was an issue and I had to tie up somewhere or I had to wait for the lock for 5 hours, I'd go over here and tie up to one of these dolphins. I'll show you that now. All of these dolphins right here. So you can go midship to them. A lot of guys will put your boat in between them and then tie a bow line and a stern line to each one. But most common is just tie up midship. And then like this is what I'm talking about here. So this sonar charting shows these little holes over here to your starboard. If you go to nav chart, it doesn't show that, right? So fishing chart shows the little pocket of water here. Got 4.5 feet under the boat. So I'll just go right here, I'll stop the boat. I always like to stop the boat before I engage DPS. So stop the boat, DPS, and I'll go get some fenders out with Jordan here. Man, it is blowing hard from the east. Good thing we're going west. Let's see, so let's take this one off. Yeah, well, bring him to the port side and I'll meet you up there. The boat is going to touch the lock wall right here at the rub rail. Does that make sense?
Yep.
The rub rail's right here?
Yeah.
So we gotta tie this fender up tight, like that. It's not the best setup, honestly, but it's gotta be right here all the way up, okay? So go ahead and get those fenders off the starboard side and I'll meet you over there. We're gonna go right here. So rub rail height like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna come over the rail, cross over, and tuck under. Just like that. All right, let's go to that one. And pull.
Oh.
Just like that. All right, do it again, because you're gonna have to do this a bunch. Yep. Start from scratch. I want you to be able to do that with your eyes closed. It is windy. So look, I'm gonna do port side on the lock wall, okay? So I'm gonna run the boat right here on the port joystick. So you'll be right there and I'll be right here, and I'll bring it right up to you. You grab that line, you go to that number 2 cleat right up there by that forward fender. I'll step here and get the stern line, we'll be good to go. Okay?
Grabbing the line.
And what are you gonna do with the line? You go down to the cleat, you figure eight it how many times? Once, and you stand there and hold it. So you do this right here. So let's practice. Pretend this is the lock wall line.
Okay.
Go ahead, figure eight. Good, stand there, just pull it, good. Stand there just like that. And as it tightens or goes down, see, we're gonna go up. So as we go up, you'll need to tighten this up.
Yeah.
You'll need to tighten and pull the slack out of the line.
Yeah.
That make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Now, why do you not do that when you're tying up to the lock wall with the lock wall line? Why do you not do that?
The twist?
Yeah, it's called a hitch. Why do you not do the hitch?
Assuming you don't want it that tight if we're gonna go back and forth.
Well, yeah, but what does the hitch do?
It locks it.
It locks it, right?
Yeah.
So if you locked it, the lock wall wrote the line on the cleat, and we're going down, and that gets super tight, you're not gonna be able to get this off. I have to come over there with a knife and cut the line.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right?
Okay.
We're going, this lock is big. We're going between 6 and 10 feet, depending on the lake level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going up that much. So you don't want the line to get stuck on the cleat. I think we got Jordan squared away on that. We'll see how the first lock goes. But, you know, it's just one of those things you have to do. Like, you could tell somebody how to do it 5 times. You could tell somebody how to tie a knot 5 times. But until they go do it many, many times, and this is the point of my training, and do the reps. Repetition, 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 repetition. That's why a lot of my clients, you know, they joke that I torture them for 4 hours, and rightly so, because at the end of that 4 hours, you just feel dead. And you should feel dead, because you're doing things that you've never done before and you're out of your comfort zone. But those reps, the next time you take your boat out, are going to allow you to do it with your eyes closed. So we just got to do it over and over and over again. It'll probably take Jordan a couple locks here to really settle in and get the feel for what she's doing. That's how it generally goes with everybody. So, you know, teaching her is no different than teaching any of my customers. It's kind of all the same, same situation. Lock just opened, but I think they got a big boat in there. I don't know if it's a barge or something, but yeah, they got a big sailboat in there. But waiting for the green light here. I opened the port side window for communication with Jordan. I thought about running it on the port side joystick there, and I guess I could, but
Thank you very much, Lockmaster.
visibility is just fine from in here, and then I can run out and go grab mine. So we'll just do it like this, and if I didn't feel comfortable, like obviously me and her are getting on the same page, but if I didn't feel comfortable with not being able to yell out that window, I would have her grab her AirPods and we could talk to each other in AirPods, or we would get headsets, obviously. But we're about to come in the lock here. I'm sure we'll get a green light here in just a second. Sailboat, got what looks to be an old marinette or something. Oh, we got our green light. What'd he say? All right, we got a green light. All right, go on up there to your number 2 cleat. What? No, it's gonna be hanging down. You grab it. Try not to be in a full idle coming into these locks. You kind of want to be just in and out of gear. I'm just kind of working the controls right now. We got my rudder straight. And remember guys, pod drives, they move like this under the boat, like that, 15 degrees. They're like a stern drive under the boat. All right, port side's gonna be the money here. Jordan is taking it all in here.
Handsome sailor, you need a mermaid to help you out.
All right, I'm gonna go to joystick here. I'll move the boat over slowly to the wall. I'm gonna stop the boat. That line right there. Yep, there you go. Move it over just a little bit. Just wait for it, it'll come. All right, I'm running back to get the stern line. We are secure. Right here, we're gonna go. You're good, babe. You got it. It's okay, yeah, don't go through it. Just go around the cleat, but you gotta be a little tighter, okay? I got mine good, so. And pull. See? And then once you get it to the wall, then you secure it with a figure 8. Use the cleat like a winch. We're going up. Okay, so as you go up, tighten it up. All right, lock wall shut. And they're flooding the chamber. That was quick. Hey, babe. Babe. So as it floods in, the boat's gonna try to go this way, so keep it tight. See, look, then you can just kind of pull like this, keep it there. See, look, I'm already getting slack, so I gotta pull it like that. Yeah, she's up there picking it up, using that cleat. Use that cleat. Happy Easter to everybody. Hope you're doing something fun. Hope you're getting out on the boat. I know it was a little windy on this weekend, but 20 miles an hour from the east, but West Coast, gotta love it on the West Coast. It'll be a nice day. Generally, we're hanging out with family and stuff, but doing a little different Easter this year. Just gonna hang out together, do a little boat trip, make a little money. This is how we enjoy life. Blessed and lucky to be able to do what I do. And I hope you can learn something, a little info from what I'm teaching you, and you know, I'm encouraging y'all to do this as well. Get out here, get on the boat, go do things. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit. You can do it as well. All right, you can let it go. All right, we got a green light. Go back to my joystick. Come off the wall a little bit. A little all forward here. There you go, babe. That's your first lock. Nice and slow, in and out of gear. Good job.
Can I bring in the feathers or what?
Yeah, you can swing them into the inside the rails. Thank you, St. Lucie. Appreciate the quick opening.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
All right, we are on the way. Did you like your first lock?
Yeah, it was a neat experience. That's for sure.
Indiantown Swing Bridge that hopefully will be open. Sometimes it is not. But we got an Indiantown Swing Bridge, and then we got Port Mayaca right there at the lake. One thing that's cool about Rivieras is, I don't know if you noticed, but they do shaft extensions from the mains to the IPS drives. And what that does by extending your shafts is it moves the engines more forward in the boat, which is why you get that perfect running attitude. More level, it gets up on plane quicker because most of that weight is shifted forward. So not a lot of other cruisers do that. Once again, these are blue water performance driven boats. Performance over luxury. But actually you get performance and luxury on this boat. Doing okay there?
Doing okay.
We're doing about 78% load. We're doing 29 knots. This boat will move. I really hope I can get all 5 locks done by the end of the day. It's 10 o'clock. I got till 4:30. Think we can do it?
Sure hope so.
Indian Town Marine Center. They have some big travel lifts. They pick up a lot of big boats. Good hurricane spot to put it away for the season or pull it out for a storm. They do a lot of paint work here. That's a paint booth. A lot goes on in here. They pull these tugs out of the water. Coming up on Indian Town Swing Bridge, it looks like it is closed, and there's a couple boats already waiting on the bridge. Who knows how long they've been waiting for it. But looks like I've got 2 going westbound and 1, maybe 2, going eastbound. So about to get the scoop here in a second, though. Y'all been waiting on this bridge very long?
2 up here westbound, first under the bridge, waiting about 15 minutes so far.
I got you. They give you an ETA?
Said 20 minutes when we got here.
Roger that. Appreciate it. So according to that guy, they've been waiting here 15 minutes or so. So hopefully they get it open here in a sec. Things like this always delay you on these trips. If everything goes well, you know, you can get across here pretty quick. But when you have to wait on locks and then wait on bridges and all that good stuff, it can get slow. All right, I just got on the radio with these guys. They're gonna let me go ahead and get in front of them so I can go ahead and get it up on plane. They're gonna run 8 knots, you know, and these motor yachts got a carver right here. It looks like an old Hatteras up in front. So I'm just gonna go get in front of them, put my DPS back on. That way we don't have to jockey around each other once the bridge opens back up, because they're gonna go slow and I run a lot faster. I can get to the next lock a lot quicker than they can. It'll be an hour for them to get to the Port Mayaca. It'll be 15 minutes for me. The Windy Sioux. I think that's an old Hatteras. Boat's in good shape. No, I'm out of Tampa. Just picked this up in Stuart. Headed to Sarasota for the Suncoast Boat Show. We got a opening bridge. It is 11:30-ish. Hopefully we can get through all these. I'd like to get through all these and anchor outside of Cabbage Key tonight. We can have a easy morning and get into Cabbage Key for lunch, eat an Easter lunch, and then head to Sarasota. All right, swing bridge is open.
It's funny that it seems Does it stay swung unless there's
It stays open most of the time.
yeah, unless there's a train?
Port Mayaca coming up. Locks are on channel 13. Always remember that. Mayaca lock, Mayaca lock.
This is Port Mayaca Lock. Are you the westbound vessel at the highway bridge?
Yep, roger that.
Stay put right where you're at till I get this gate open.
All right, copy that. Thank you. Looks like Lake Okeechobee is going to be a pass-through, so he is opening one side of the lock. I passed through, and then he closed it back behind me. So it's probably because of the lake level. The lake level is 11.86 right now, which is fairly low. The max recommended draft right now at that lake level to cross the lake is a 6-foot draft, I believe. So they're for the across the lake route into Roland Martin and then into the Rim Canal. Right now, it's a 6-foot draft recommendation. I did this 2 weeks ago with a boat with a 5.5-foot draft, and the recommendation was 6.5. And I was pretty nervous about it, but it wasn't a big deal. I had plenty of water under the boat the entire time. You just have to make sure you're in the channel very well, right in the middle. On that boat, I never saw anything less than 3 to 4 feet under the pods. So we should be good to go in this. This is a 4.5-foot draft, so we've got plenty of room there. We're about to be in Lake Okeechobee. We'll see how it's blowing hard from the east, so the winds are at our back or at our stern. So we'll see how it is as we cross the lake. It might get a little sporty and white cappy as we cross the lake. I don't really know. We'll see. But Lake Okeechobee, it's about, I think it's like 10 or 15 miles across. So it's a big lake. You got a lot of water to cross.
The westbound vessel at the highway bridge, you may continue your approach at this time.
Copy that, headed to you. Yeah, the lake definitely looks a little choppy, so, nothing a 50-footer can't handle, but you definitely wouldn't want to be out there in a bass boat today, I can tell you that. Oh yeah, St. Lucie Canal, which is what we just spent the last 30 miles doing. St. Lucie Canal was pretty low. It was pretty dry. There was not a lot of water. I saw, 2 and 3 foot under the pods fairly consistently. So just keep that in mind if you're a bigger boat with a bigger draft going through here. Just because the recommended route or the recommended draft on the lake is good enough for you, just keep in mind that St. Lucie Canal, it's pretty shallow in some spots. You got to make sure you can get through that. Thanks for the quick opening. Y'all have a good one. Some of the best bass fishing in the world and really big alligators. Yeah, last 2 weeks ago when we went through the rim canal, there were gators everywhere. I mean, all over the place. They were in the middle of the canal too. So you'll probably see some gators. We got 1.5 under the boat right now. Okay, well that's shallow. I don't know if I've ever seen it that shallow. The dead center of this channel, and it's 1.4 under the pod. Come on, get above 2 foot. Jeez, it's skinny right now. All right, there we go. I think it's starting to climb. That'll make you pucker up. Finally got my 3 foot under the pods back. I'm gonna get it up to hull speed here. Let's do about 1100. Yeah, that's the shallowest I've probably seen it, right there on that side of Mayaca. Okay. Finally got some water. Got a blue water running across the lake here. All right, let's see. We got We got 12 miles until Rocky Reef, and roughly, as the crow flies, 20 nautical miles, 19 nautical miles to Roland Martin, and then we go down through here. So, yeah, a little rolly out here. Harbor's getting her sea legs over there. She's learning on the fly.
Yes, she is.
We are at Rocky Reef. Rocky Reef is over here to my starboard. The red marker that we got to do a 90-degree turn to our starboard is right here. So I'm gonna start to get a little closer over there. Definitely a little rolly out here. Got 4 feet under the pod. Right dead center in the middle of the channel, so. Just following this recommended route here. All right, made the turn. So right through here, you know, it's very shallow over here to my starboard. We got to keep an eye on the depth here. As long as I keep seeing 4 foot under the pod, I'll feel comfortable. Back on autopilot here. Well, once again, max recommended depth is, or max recommended draft is 6 foot right now. I'm at 4.5, so should be able to do this fairly easily. And that's max recommended draft of 6 foot is, you know, there's some margin in there, you know. Coming into the rim canal here, we're on the home stretch of the lake. It does get fairly shallow through here as well. So just got to pay attention, keep it in the middle. once again, guys, if you're coming through here for the first time on a bigger boat, I mean, even a smaller boat, you might want to just take the precaution and go slow. I've done this many, many times, so I know what to expect. I know how to handle this 50-footer through here, but it's pretty cool. I always enjoy coming through here, no matter how many times I do. Five and a half foot under the pod. Oh yeah, definitely make sure to keep it nice and center in the channel right here. I've never seen it this low. I didn't realize there was that much rock there either. If you go through there, it's Roland Martin Marina, famous little bass resort. You can, they got a long floating dock, probably maybe 300-400 feet of floating dock, something like that. You can get a fair amount of boats in there. They got fuel pump out, little restaurant there. They do have hotel rooms. Lewiston. What do you mean, getting through where?
Here, like it just seems so shallow.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that 68 that I brought through here a couple weeks ago, it would have been pretty skinny with the current depths. I mean, I saw 3 foot under the pods back there. It's about as much as I saw, which isn't that bad. It's not a huge deal, but this is 4.5. The other one's 5.5. And then the rim canal is always pretty fairly deep. It looks lower too, but there's a lot of water in here. We got a bunch of kids up here on the bank. They're about to take a picture with the boat behind them. I'm gonna honk the horn. Wonder if that made their day. Yep, made their day. We're in the rim canal, just slowing down for this bass boat here. I didn't want to kill him going on plane. Looks like he appreciated it. Back up here. Haven't seen any gators yet. Wonder why they're not out. Yeah, this is a westbound vessel approaching here, requesting your next opening.
10-4, Cap, stand by for green light. You can tell either side. Operating one gate, 25 feet wide.
All right, copy that. Give me a minute to set some fenders up. Thank you. All right, let's go, babe. Swing them out, life jacket, all that good stuff. Windy, windy, windy. All right, we got a green light. Let's make it happen. All right, looks like we only got half of the gate open. Be a little tight, especially with the wind blowing. That's fun. I'm gonna use just my wheel and opposing shifts right now, just port forward, starboard forward right now, until I get close, and then I might switch to the joystick, depending on how I'm feeling. If it feels kind of squirrely coming in there with the wheel, then I'll just go to neutral. I'll hop on the joystick, just slide it through this gap really quick, and we'll be good to go. But if I'm feeling good, boat's tracking well, I might just keep it going with the wheel and the controls. What you don't want to happen is the wind push you to starboard up against the wall. Go ahead and move myself over just a little bit here. I did a starboard reverse, port forward. I'm going to do that again. Starboard reverse, port forward, good, neutral. Let the wind just kind of push me in here a little bit. Little starboard reverse, port forward again, neutral, good. A little port forward again, a little starboard forward. Okay, a little port reverse here. A little starboard forward. Am I good there? Okay, that was a little close on the port side, not too bad. All right, looks like we're in here. I'm just going to all forward. Now we got to go over here to the port side of the lock wall. And I'm just going to go all forward here. Starboard forward. Okay, good. Let it come to the wall. I'm going to go port forward just a second. I'm going to go starboard reverse now. Slow us down. Good. Okay, a little starboard reverse. Good. Neutral. I'm going to go to the joystick just to kind of bump us over. Good. That wind is really pushing me off this wall here. And I'm going to try to make it easy on Jordan here. So it's a little push over to the wall. Cool, I'm good. I'm going to get mine. There you go, like that. That's good. Just leave it like that, babe. That's fine. We're getting through it. It's 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock and we got, where's the sign? Is there a sign? Yeah, 2 o'clock, 16 miles to Ortona and 43 to Franklin. So that's an hour and a half of running to Franklin lock with 2 locks. So we got 2.5 hours to get it done. I think we'll get it done. We'll get moving here. I think we'll do it. We'll see. As long as there's no holdups at Ortona, we'll be good to go. By the way, all you boaters out there, she got me a Garmin Quadix. Quadix 7, I believe. And, you know, I'm not really a big watch guy. You know, never really been into the Apple watches or anything like that. But this thing is cool. It's a, you know, it's a boating watch. So I've got tides on here based on my location. It is GPS enabled. It shows the wind forecast. It will hook up to the Garmin screen and I can control my autopilot. It shows fishing, major and minor times, which I'm a big fan of when it comes to fishing, offshore fishing especially, going by those majors and minors. I do believe they work. Man, it does a lot of cool stuff. You can put your charts on here. You can put your sonar charting and all that good stuff and look in case you need it on your watch. Really like this thing. It was 400 bucks or so. She got that for me for my birthday. What? Yeah. But yeah, check out that Aquatic 7. I was gonna spend the bigger money one day on like a $2,000 one that does, you know, your dive tables, because I scuba dive. But you know, for just everyday boating, this thing is slick. Tracks your steps, tracks your heart rate, tracks your sleep, all that good stuff. Probably what most of what an Apple Watch does. So let the wind push us off here. I'm not going to put it in gear until the gates are mostly open. If you get premature on that, they will yell at you. Some of them will.
Have a nice day, Cap.
Yes, sir, you too. Appreciate the quick opening. Oh yeah. Hey bud, how's it going? Oh, hi. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I've been meaning to start working on your stuff too, but I'm currently going across Lake Okeechobee right now, so when I get stopped tonight, I can do that.
But it's still recording then.
All right, just got through Keene Lock, Julian Keene Lock, so let's get it up on plane here. We're out of the no-wake zone. And we're on our way to Ortona, 16 miles. Should be there pretty quick. Ortona Lock, they are preparing to open their gates for us at the campground over here. So we've gotten there pretty good. It's about 3 o'clock, so we made really good time. So we will definitely get through Franklin Lock by 4:30. We got about 20 miles to go to Franklin, so get it up on plane, should get to Franklin by 4, and we'll be through. Then we can decide where to anchor along the Intracoastal Waterway this evening. If it wasn't Easter weekend, I could definitely have this boat sitting in its slip in Sarasota by 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, but it would be a long day, very tiring. No need to do that. You know, 2 days is just fine. We'll pull into Sarasota tomorrow afternoon. Sometimes you got to know just when to enjoy yourself, you know what I mean? If I was on the clock, I could definitely do it all the way to Sarasota in one day. Just run that boat at night, get the radar rolling and go, but don't need to do that on this trip. And I know Jordan definitely doesn't want to do that. Got the green light. All right, well, here's your claim to fame. What's your names? Harry? Jerry and Rose. Jerry and Rose. Nice to meet y'all.
Westbound, you're all clear. Thank you. Have a great day and have a safe trip.
Yeah, thanks so much. You too. Have a good weekend. Gulf Intercoastal, 61 miles. Franklin Lock, 28 miles. It is 3:10. We should be good. Trying to push me back over there to that wall. Bell Yacht Club is over here on the starboard side. Y'all have seen me come through LaBelle many times, hang out at that tiki bar there. These are their city docks over here. And I believe they are free, if I'm not mistaken. Look into that though before you roll up there. But yeah, I'd say boats like 45 foot and under, maybe 50 would be a good spot there. And then over here they got some big slips. Good transient docks. They do have little hotel rooms over here. Pool, nice restaurant. It's good style. And they have an anchorage right here if you just want to stop here in between locks. You can just anchor over here by these sailboats and the bend of the bend of the canal or the river. Tiki bars. Busy today. Coming up on Ortona Bridge. Another swing bridge. Almost 4 o'clock. Running out of time here. I got to get through this bridge. Ortona.
This is Ortona. Go ahead, Captain.
Hey, they're a westbound vessel about a mile out. Just listen to your next opening. Thank you.
Absolutely, Captain. Come on up to the bridge. Once I have a visual, we'll start them opening and clear traffic and get you on through.
Roger that, thank you. Alright, she is opening the bridge. Fort Denard is always on point with their bridge openings. They're always fast. Generally it's the same lady. Oh yeah, is she wearing her bull horns? I think she is wearing her bull horns. She wears this like headgear. I don't know why. She is. Oh, she's wearing a freaking Easter bunny. She's the freaking Easter bunny. We got the Easter bunny bridge tender. You too, I like it. That's awesome. Definitely Easter bunny-ish, but her head kind of looks like Frosty the Snowman, to be honest. Easter bunny opening the bridge.
That's so cute. She's having fun with it. Just be hot.
Yeah, it probably is.
Does your vessel have a name?
It does not. It's a brand new boat.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Be safe.
You too. Thanks for the quick opening. Have a good one. We just got to Franklin Lock at 4:20. I got on the radio with her and practically begged her to put me through. And unfortunately, they already have a westbound vessel in the lock. So by the time they get the westbound vessel out of the lock and then turn the lock around, which apparently they're only operating one door, like they were 2 weeks ago on the west side of this lock. She said it would take probably 30 minutes, and that puts them past 4:30. And she would not let me through, which is totally fine. I understand. That's how it goes. So we'll just put the anchor down here tonight right outside the lock. Grill some steaks up, smoke a cigar, drink a little rum, and hang out. We'll have a short trip in the morning to Cabbage Key. So we'll make it a nice night on the hook right outside of Franklin Lock. That work for you, babe?
Works for me.
This is how these things go. See, if I told a customer that, yeah, we'll get through all 5 locks, and yeah, we'll be in Fort Myers by tonight. That customer might be pretty pissed. Or if we booked hotel rooms and spent money on a deposit, this is boating, guys. Your plan can go to crap very fast. You have to be flexible. And you have to have a plan B. But let's get the anchor down here and tuck it over here. There's the lock over there. I'm gonna try to tuck it over here in this cove. Fishing chart, sonar chart says I've got water. We'll see how much. I've got 5, 4. Says I have 11 feet, but that might be with the lake up. 3. I don't know. If it stops at 3, 3.5, I could probably get in here, which it says it's 10 feet, 8 feet. If it stops at 3 to 4, I should be good. But I just want to get out of the wind. It's ripping down there in that.
This lonesome ghost coming up to the line.
Oh, I want to.
Are you the one on the west side? This is Franklin Lock. Are you the one on the west side?
She lets him through.
Yeah, let's see what she says.
This is Franklin Lock. Are you, who just tried calling me? Are you the vessel on the west side?
I think that's us, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm closed. We're done now for the day.
Okay. What time you open?
7 a.m.
10-4. Thank you.
And she's consistent.
Got 5 feet under the boat. All right, babe, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go out there and I need you to get that black line out of that anchor area.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to put that away, and then I need you to take the devil's claw off of the chain. The devil's claw is that little hook that's hooked on the chain. I need you to take that off so I can put the windlass down. Flip that wheel to port with the starboard in reverse and it'll kick it around even faster. Remember, the pods do this underwater, so you can treat them like an outboard almost. Gotta move my bow over just a little bit here. There's about 10 feet of water, so I put about 30 to 40 feet of chain out. Seems to be holding fine. I have no idea what the bottom is like. I believe the bottom is just mud. Hopefully there's no tree stumps or anything. That wouldn't be fun in the morning. But back here in this little cove, nobody will bother us. So this is that devil's claw. We have a remote under this locker, but this devil's claw, once it comes tight, I hook that up and I let this windlass out so the slack is out of it and it takes the tension on that. But the way chain works is it will go straight down and then lay on the bottom. So you're not going to see too much of an angle like that. You're just going to see it straight down and you're going to kind of swing around it. Looks like I have plenty of room to swing. I think if I swing over here, I'll be okay. If I swing over there, I'll be okay. It's really windy, so we're just gonna have to watch this for 2 to 3 hours and make sure we're good to go on the swing before we go to bed, put it that way. Well guys, we're just hanging out here in this little cove. Been working on some editing and editing the next video. That's a constant thing. Just to put it into perspective, you know, it's for an every hour video is like 5 or 6 hours of editing. If you want to, you know, really spend the time and cut out the fluff and make it a good video, you got to go through and cut it all, and you got to come back and rewatch it all. So it's a lot of work, but we're just hanging out here enjoying it. A little Caesar salad kit here. Couple of boneless ribeye steaks. Sorry for the mess, got all our camera equipment and drones and stuff out, but we're working with, apparently the boat doesn't have any dishes or cups either, no trash bags, so sometimes you don't get the full scoop on everything, which is no big deal. Usually they're outfitted with all that good stuff, but we're working with what we got. Sure is a nice night. That wind makes it feel pretty good. I'll get this grill, this electric grill heated up in a minute, but back here you got this nice little kitchen area. Got your own sink, a couple cup holders or whatever, and electric. This is a new grill to me. Cookout brand, Epicure Pro. I've never used this one before. New one to me. It looks pretty nice. Stainless steel, so a little bigger too. I like that. Cook them fast, cook them hot. Or cook them hot, cook them fast. They'll turn out like you want. Got the cool whites that change colors. Hang on, they'll change here in a second. They've been going between red and blue and orange and green. A little Master and Commander on. It's a great movie. Just hanging out. We'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning. And of course the inland Florida bugs are all over the boat. But Franklin Lock is right around the corner. All right, we're gonna go into modes. We're gonna go into cruising mode. There we go. There we go. All right. Take a pause, go slow. Hey babe,
Yep.
Can you go up there?
Up front?
Yeah, so there's a hose in that locker. As it comes up, can you wash it down? Wash the chain off as it comes in the boat?
There's a hose up there?
Yeah. Turn the valve on. Oh, bunch of mud. Just kind of backing it up, letting that anchor drag, trying to get all that mud off. There we go. Got a clean anchor. Got it. Yeah, it looks like we just went down a couple feet here. Only the right gate here is opening. The other one is stuck. So we'll have to sneak it out that like we did back at Julia and Keene, and then we'll be on our way to Cabbage Key through Fort Myers. All right, we just came out of the river. We are now in the ICW. So there's the Intercoastal running up through here. We're just on the inside of Sanibel right now. Do another 10 degrees starboard here, but I don't know, about 10, 15 miles from Cabbage Key. So we're just gonna keep running up through here, making good time. It's 9:30, so maybe we might be there by 10. Should be there by 10. Coming up on Cabbage Key, about to hang a left and go into the channel. It is right there. Come off autopilot real quick. Cabbage Key, Cabbage Key.
Okay, documents, go to that vessel.
Yeah, man, coming in the channel now.
I see you, Cab, I see you.
overall length's probably 52, beam 16.
Want to switch it to 1-1, channel 11, please.
Yeah, copy. I got you on 1-1.
I got you, Cap. Yeah, I'm thinking the best bet for y'all, man, is to be either on my tee, on the end there, on the farthest north dock, the big dock, or you can come right in on the big dock, on the inside. I know that wind's going to try and push you out, but the tee, if you come on the tee, port side 2 bow out, it'll push you in. If you want to try and come on in there, it's up to y'all. You can come on in the inside. You come in bow in, starboard side 2, or you can slipper and come in stern in, it'll be a port side 2. That's on the inside of that big dock. I'll be walking out right now, Kevin. Happy Easter, by the way.
Yeah, man, happy Easter. Yeah, I've also been able to back it in one of those middle slips that I'm looking at right now, too. I've done that before with one of these. Give me a minute to set up some lines, and I'll make a call.
Yeah, it's all yours. Whatever you decide to do, Cap, it's all on you, man. Whatever you decide, I'll be standing by. And I'll be back on, actually, I'll stand by on 11 for now. I'll take it in.
Yeah, copy that. Thank you. All right, it wasn't too shallow coming in there, so wasn't bad.
All I see is this one. I don't see it shorter.
That should be fine. We'll tighten up that bow. We'll be good. I know, I didn't record that. I'm an idiot. What is wrong with me? Well, you just go to the swim platform. No, we're good. I think we're straight. Everything's tight. Glad to get here before the rush, huh?
Yeah, you guys are. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we rolled into Cabbage. I'm an idiot. I didn't have the camera on, but the wind's blowing from the east. It was pushing me away from the dock really hard. I should have turned the camera on. I totally forgot because I was trying to manipulate the boat into this slip with the joystick, and it was not happy fighting against that wind. So my bad on that, but I'll make sure to video it going out. And basically I just came out there and spun it, backed it in, used that joystick just to keep me over to the pilings here. So we're gonna go in here and eat some Easter lunch and hang out. See these two cottages? There's cottages and hotel rooms and stuff. Yeah, they have a bunch of them. All down that end too over there. So yeah, we can like come here and hang out for the weekend.
Don't be moving in on this.
Well, that was easy enough. Wind's calmed down a little bit from when I came in, that's for sure. But had to get around that boat up there and run up here and get out of the channel. Got 2 foot under the pod, so we're looking good. We'll head north to Boca Grande, get on the beach, and run to Sarasota. All right, coming through Boca Grande Pass. We're gonna go through the Swash Channel, which is this little cut that's between 8 and 10 feet of water right off this pier here on the south end of Boca Grande. If it's windy, it's always a little rough in this pass. You got a lot of tide, a lot of wind, big body of water. It gets choppy. It's making the 50-footer bounce a little bit. Not bad though. All right. Slow it down here just a touch. Getting into some bigger swells.
Hopefully not stranded.
Oh, well, it looks like something.
Yeah, it does, but
And you can see the lighter colored water over here and the darker colored water right where we are. 9 feet under the pods. Come another 10 to starboard. No, it's part of that dredge pipe, but looks like.
is that a house or a hotel? That's a hotel. That's a pretty hotel.
At about 15 miles to Sarasota. I am going to attempt to come into Big Pass with this thing. This thing drafts 4.5. Big Pass on a 1 foot up tide is, I don't know, about 6.5 to 7 foot on average. So as long as you hit the gap right at Big Pass, you should be able to get through there, and it'll save me a lot of time. I don't have to go all the way up to Longboat and then back down Sarasota Bay. So that's the plan. We're going to come up on Big Pass here in a minute. Seas are actually getting a little better the more north we go. We've been taking some spray on the glass a little bit. Turning into a nice day. It's laying down. Right here coming into Big Pass, looking at Navionics on the sonar charting, trying to find that cut that they dredged. And I'm looking at the shallow water to my starboard and to my port. So I slowed it down. You got to get over this bar. There's just a little bar, and then it actually gets deeper for you. We're at a high tide. Got 4 foot under the pods. Right straight ahead of me is where it drops off. 3.5. Going slow. But you can see how shallow it is over here where it's breaking, and it's the same to my port side. We're right on top of the bar right now, so 3.5. It's about to get deeper. Dark water up there, that's where we got to go. That's where it's the deepest. We're looking pretty good. Definitely very shallow right over here. Shallow to my starboard. It's an unmarked cut. All right, we're dropping off now. I got 5 feet under the pod. And now as you get in here, you can clearly see. You can clearly see that deeper water that we got to get to. 6.5 under the pods. So you can see to my port side here just how shallow it is. 10 foot under the pods. But if you're going to do this on your first try, you know, with a larger boat like this, on a small boat, it's not a big deal, but on a larger boat like this, you know, anything more than 4 foot draft, I would recommend you come through here on a calmish day with good visibility, good water clarity. You don't want it stirred up out here while you're trying to figure out where this little pocket of deep water is. Because if it was rough in here and you hit bottom and it was swelly, you would be in a very bad situation. it's high tide and the tide is still rising, so it's not bad at all. It saves about an hour at least for me to go through here. And if you look at where we are compared to where the chart says it should be, it's different. It's moved. According to the chart right now, I'd be running aground. It's just the boat is, everything's shifted to the south just a little bit, so it shows I'm in shallow water, but I got 15 feet, 20 feet of water right here. Last final little stretch here. Easter weekend got busy. We just made it to Marina Jack. Big pass went smooth. Now we gotta find out where we're putting this thing for the boat show. There's a 68 Belize over there. That's a gorgeous boat. That was in another video of mine when we went to St. Pete. DPS, let's go see if Jordan needs some help. All right, wind's pushing me this way up against the boat, so I got to counter that. Pushing me pretty hard, so I don't want to get into this other Riviera here. Just got to get that starboard corner inside that piling over there. You'll be able to see that here in a minute. Hang on. Good, go ahead. Okay, remember, black line is the rear spring. That's going forward. You're probably gonna bring it to there, okay?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and tie the black one on that cleat. Okay, do the gold one, yep. Good, go around the end of the cleat, keep the line tight. Go, yeah, good, okay, good, perfect. All right, hitch it, nice job. Good job. That went well. There's old no surrender. All right, y'all. Well, we just pulled in here. Thanks so much for coming along on the ride with us. We're here in Sarasota. We had a great time. Good couple of days on Easter weekend. About to hook up shore power and get this thing cleaned up. We got a lot of cleaning to do before our ride home gets here. But thanks so much for watching. Once again, both of these boats are for sale. This Riviera 2025 model, a 505 SUV. This is no surrender. This is a 54 Riviera Platinum Sport Yacht. If you guys are interested in Riviera and these boats or been looking at them for a while, definitely hit me up. I'd like to show you around on these boats and get you out on a sea trial sometime. Really appreciate all the support lately. I've had a lot of people coming up to me at the docks saying that they love the content, all of your positive comments under the videos. I see every one of them. I really appreciate it, and helps me keep going with this stuff. It's a lot of work doing this content. All my subscribers, I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, a lot of you guys, YouTube's been recommending the video to you, but you haven't subscribed yet. If you don't mind, please subscribe. That way you're alerted on all my videos. But I hope to keep bringing y'all great content here, and we got a lot of different videos coming this summer. My contact information is in the description below. You can either go to my website and fill out a contact form, or you can send me an email. But once again, thanks so much for following along. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.